Everyone, we're back again. We're going to be doing some Mew Legend. Now, their original game, Mew, was back out, how many years ago? I think like 10 years or so ago. Um, was very fun, very basic, highly PvP, but still very much a fun game. You get some wings, you get some snazzy outfits, and it's very player orientated. Um, so this would allow players to get in and get going, but as it progressed, the graphics went downfall, and they made two different ones. Ignition, I believe it's called, or Inflammation. Anyways, they made one that I didn't really like that much, but then they came out with this new one, Legend, which is more an MMORPG mixed with an action RPG. Think of it like Diablo 3 or Path of Exile, but with a very story-rich setting. So you're going to have all these quests like normal MMORPGs, but when you go into battle and you're actually fighting monsters, it's more like Diablo 3 and or Path of Exile. Today I am joined with my friend Brendan, and we are going to play a little bit of this together.
Yeah. Hey guys, this should be fun.
Alright, so I'm going to select my new character here, Sir Gambit. Now, for naming, it is letters and numbers, no spaces, but you can do underscores. So there is our opening cinematic. Now, some of the cinematics can be skipped, however, some cannot.
Okay.
So some of them you can press escape to skip them, but the majority of them, especially anything that looks like it's game graphics, means you can't skip it. I'm going to select my command, and we're going to play through this first little opening. It's kind of like a mini tutorial, as well as it allows you to test out your character, what he will be like when you've hit the max level.
Within the pandemonium area. You must go now.
Now, some skills are charge skills. If it has what looks like a battery icon on it, that means that you actually have to charge the skill, which means you will hold down the key. And charging it will do more damage based on how long you do it, or it'll the skill will kind of evolve, allowing it to kind of change and work differently. It all depends on the skill, what it does with the charge, but the majority of it just gets more powerful, lasts longer.
Okay. Hey, that guy's voice is in other games.
You came alone. The bridge to Kethatum is under attack. I'll go there first. You can cut a path to the bridge for our allies.
Okay.
So some major keys you'll probably end up using. I'm going to be skipping these. Most of the story of this tutorial because I've done it a few times already. But if you really want the story, your main key will be space. If you want to skip through quickly, your main keys will be space and F. Space is your universal key, and so is F. For instance, space will let you walk close to NPCs and initiate a conversation. Space will do confirmations. Space will enter the dungeon when selecting the portal. There's a few other things I believe space does as well. Now F, will skip. Oh yeah, accept quests and confirm the end of quests. Space will skip dialogues. F will skip dialogues. F will also pick up any item near you and any items near that item. So, yeah. Now the hotkeys I have on my screen right now are not default. The default hotkeys are Q, W, E, R, and T. However, I've changed that to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your potions are normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or items are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've changed them to F1, F2, F3, F4, F5.
Last long.
Right.
Future of this world rests on your shoulders. Go back in time and stop the god of evil from reviving at all costs.
I love that.
Stranger, are you okay? Do you feel better now?
Okay. As you can see here in the bottom right hand corner, if you try to skip, it'll just say cannot skip.
You're awake. You've been asleep in my room for 2 days. Gather your strength first. I'll wait for you in the front of the house.
Okay, back in time. There we go.
And hello, Bubs.
You feel better now?
Alright, so on completion of this tutorial, we get a cash shop item. It's actually in your second inventory, so when you or premium inventory, I should say. When you press I and open up your inventory, you'll see 2 tabs on the left of your inventory. The red one is your basic inventory. The blue one is your premium inventory. These are special items that you can get in the Legend shop, or items that you get from quests which normally are from the Legend shop. So these are basically, you spent real money, or the main way to get it is spending real money. This thing that you get at the end of this tutorial is called the Resurrection Stone of Life. Now this is basically when you get into a dungeon, you have resurrection points. Except for when you actually get to the boss. When you get to the boss, there's no resurrecting, and the only thing that happens when you die is you can either use one of these Resurrection Stone of Life, go back to town, or go back to the very beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah.
So it's always great to kind of watch your health so that you can not be wasting these Resurrection Stones of Life. I think you end up at about level 30. I got 5. If I'm not mistaking it, I may have used 1, so it might be 6. So that's so I mean, you do get a few as you play, but they're not like something you're always gonna have unless you spend money.
Yeah.
Now, at the kind of above where your hotkey bars is your kind of information panel. any new things that are happening. For example, when you gain a soul level, you get this little kind of blue flamey icon. And you can click that or press Z by default key, and you can spend your soul point in one of these things. Now, I am going to put it into money because we're trying to start the guild and it requires a lot of money, and the only way otherwise to get a decent amount of the Zen is finding treasure goblins, which are pretty much what you would think they are, just like Diablo 3 treasure goblins. They have lots of money, lots of really good loot. I've found 2 of them on my main character from when getting to a level 30. But on my second character, I have not found a single one. So hopefully we get lucky with these guys and get there. So,
Yeah.
are you in town, Brendan?
Yeah, but
Animals in the
you said I
forest
should
have
make
been
another one.
mutating.
Ah, right. So you're. I will
do
wait
that.
you here.
Yeah.
And just get my mail and whatnot.
Yep.
So right now there's just gonna be some running around in town, which is your first thing. So I'm just gonna run around and quickly grab these and then go to my bank, because we really don't need to be together when it's just go to NPC A, go to NPC B, and then you leave town. So once you're passing by the mailbox, that means you're ready to actually go out, which I am already there. So, and I sent myself my 800k from my other character, which are our war chest funds, and I got a piece of armor, which is a bear chest. Apparently, having a bear chest gives me 5 defense. Though my character definitely is not bare-chested. So, the picture is a bare chest. A man's bare chest. So, there is 2 things you can do with your items. The first is selling them to one of the merchants. The second is breaking them down via dismantle item. It is their second option. Now, when you dismantle items, you can use the materials from them to craft items at the craftsman. Now, it's really up to you whether you want to craft stuff or not. It's definitely a good idea to craft stuff when you get the boss items and make the boss gear from the dungeons. However, just general crafting of normal white gear is really not needed, because at level 30 I haven't really had much of a hard time defeating dungeons by myself, like solo, and I've played both 2 classes that are the wizardy kind of glass cannon-y type of things. So like any other character is going to do just as fine as well, seeing as like I was the weakest HP character and I still survived fine without crafted gear. So what I would recommend is pretty much when you get a gray or a kind of grayed out item, just sell it. When you get a white item, or higher, so that's white, green, blue, dismantle them, because you will use those in the craftsman. Now, gray items will get you the low tier, but so will white, which means the white will give you a little bit more. So gray items is best just to sell to get your Zen.
Well, I'm telling you, your assets are safe with me.
But for the what was I saying? For the other materials, you want to break down those items. Now I've already gotten some from my previous character, so I'm loading it up. Now there's two ways to transfer items between characters. There's the mailbox, which allows you to transfer 4 items at a time, as well as your Zen. Zen is the only thing that can be traded through mail of the currencies. As you can tell, there's 3 currencies. There's guild contribution points and magic gems. As you can see, when I went into the account storage manager, and you will see this as well, Brendan, that's one of the things you can use your gems to increase your account storage or personal storage. You can also use them to unlock a pet slot, so you can have extra comrade pets. Now, there's 2 types of pets. There's comrade pets and summon pets. Summon pet is an actual pet that will follow you around and help in combat with mostly combat stats. Now it won't actually like fire as far as I know. I haven't seen any of the pets people had like actually attacking anything, but they give you combat stats. Comrade pets, however, give you more non-combat related ones. And the first pet you get will give you an increase to your Zen drops. So the first pet we get, I normally make him a comrade pet so that I can get increased Zen. Now you won't have a cute little pet following you around because the comrade pets are not summoned. They're kind of just, I guess, passively making you get more money or something. I don't really get how that works. I would like to see the comrade pets like also be summoned, because otherwise it makes sense. Like, where are these pets? How are they giving you these stats? They don't show anywhere. Now, if you have multiple pets, you can actually combine them using one pet as a material and the other pet to actually increase your pet's level, kind of like enchanting your pet.
Right.
Now I'm gonna take out these larva tokens because I believe that I can make the larva gear here. I'm not. Why am I not?
It's kind of sucky how there's no skip.
Pardon?
Start. It sucks how there's no button to skip the start.
Yeah, unfortunately you have to kind of go through the beginning. Though the very first cinematic, that's actually like a cinematic and not in-game graphics, you can skip that. The opening movie.
Yeah.
Oh, so the other way to transfer is obviously the account storage, and it is basically you store items there, and any character on that same account can use them. Now apparently these I cannot. Now there are 2 sorting buttons on both your inventory and your storage. They are at the bottom right above your currency. Well, 3 buttons. One, it opens the inventory for like event stuff or stuff you bought with real life money from the Legend shop. The second button will sort items across all of your inventory pages. And the third button, it sorts only the items that are in the current inventory page you are looking at. Now on your account and personal storage, it is the same layout except without that inventory button. It's just the sort all and then just sort. Now I am actually going to go back on my other character quickly because I meant to go to a specific NPC to combine the gems that I had. So technically at level 25 you have access to your wings and your expert skill. Expert skill, as I explained to Brendan earlier, is basically a special skill which is you draw it in a group of cards, and you have basically the selection of two skills at level 25 that you can choose between, and they're like basically a special skill that is unlocked. You can get different rarities, and you can get different skills for it. Now, each skill will work differently with different weapon types. So when you go and you get that skill, you'll be able to have the option of two, and it's going to tell you basically what it will do, but the text on that skill, text on the skill is actually going to be in relation to your first weapon. So for this character, my first weapon is a staff. However, I'm mainly using the magic the magic sword and grimoire. Now, as you can tell, this says it's a specter. So what happens is I go to here and I can go my expert skill for specter. Oh, sorry, it's not actually linked towards your weapons. So this one is launching my specters, and it'll keep doing that until my mana drains. So I actually was mistaken before. I thought that I got a new skill which was also had the charge icon on it, and so got a little confused. I confused myself. Now I am going to there. Now there's two ways to kind of auto route. One is using the mini-map that you have up. The other one is to open up the whole map. Now you right click on there and it will kind of auto move you to that. You won't have to click anything. However, you cannot mount while in motion, so it's best to mount up when you get a mount before moving.
Gotcha.
That's not the one that I wanted. What I want is... Where is it? I know there was a way that I was able to combine my gems. Oh, you know what? I think it's in the crafter. I'm pretty sure it's in that crafter. Hold on, so the crafter's there. I need to go to my storage. Is this only personal? Alright, oh, account storage right here.
Well, I'm telling you, your assets are safe with me.
Alright. So, I don't know what all I need, so I'm gonna just withdraw everything. Because I just forget what all I need for this. Then I can just deposit it later. So then I go to the crafter.
Well, I've
Alchemy
finished
is a science.
making my second character and the tutorial, and so I'm following this lender person to the city mayor.
Here we go. So normal, flood, normal, normal, flood, normal, normal. Alright, so I guess you have to be a high enough level for the other ones, so what I wanted to do is not gonna work. So I guess I'll just... Oh, hold on. Why isn't that working? Could have sworn I put a slot in there. Whatever.
Well, I'm telling you, your assets are safe with me.
You need half that stuff. Alrighty. Yep, just double check. Yep. And character select. And then back to Sir Gambit. Alrighty. So whereabouts are you?
I progressed up to talking to this Elena person who's captain of the police or whatever.
Have you passed the mailbox?
Nope.
Alright.
Well, I'm telling you, your assets are safe with me.
You wanna be strong? Let me take care of ya.
Always take good care of yourself.
Oh, mailbox. I
Feel
see a
free to look
mailbox.
around.
Alright.
What is your name?
Sicarius X.
And did you pass by the mailbox, or are you standing
I
near
am
it?
at the mailbox. I'm on channel 1 if that helps at all.
I am also on channel 1 and I do not see you.
Well, isn't that a problem? Here's another thing. Are you on the Americas server?
I only had one option and that was European.
Because I am on Americas.
Really? How'd you get America's server? Because it did
It was
not...
on the launcher, I think.
Because on the launcher, it only gave the European for me.
Well, isn't this a predicament? Let me just see if I can figure this out.
I didn't even know there was more than one server because it only gave me an option to be on the European. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but my account even states that I'm from Canada. why would it do that? And I got the download link from the Canadian site or North American site.
Right, I see. It doesn't give you a choice.
Yeah, I
It
don't.
just says region and then Americas. Well, let me see what I can glean.
I can't even find any information on here about connecting to a different server.
Hmm. I'll see what I can find.
I swear, my headset can go a few days without needing a charge when I'm not, like, when I don't need it to be charged. But as soon as, like, I need to have my headset fully charged, it's like, nah, I'ma die in a few hours. Or, nah, I'ma die in 20 minutes. And I'm like, what is happening here? I once spent an entire day with my headset on just, like, watching anime. And then when I'm streaming, it's like, nah, you got 10 minutes, bro.
Hmm.
I hope you're not doing anything important.
So, you need to create your account with an American IP.
My account was made within an American IP. Oh my goodness. Sorry, a Canadian IP. I am from Canada,
And it's flagged you as European.
and it's flagged me as European, apparently.
Let me see if I can find any more on this. There's a possibility if you use a VPN to change your IP to somewhere in America, it will let it like these
The only
will
problem
possibly
is
say
that
Americas,
my
but
VPN, even though it's premium, and I only use it for specific events, like right now my VPN is not active, but if I activate my VPN, it slows down my internet like crazy.
it could do that.
Yeah. And I would probably lose all my levels and items and stuff, and I found out those two um, loot goblins on my one character, so that would be a huge blowback.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna set the stream to be right back while we try and figure this out. Alright, so we ended up going with just using another one of my accounts and switching to the Americas server, so all my stuff is gone, but so we're starting anew. So hopefully we get those treasure goblins, which will be good. If not, oh well, and we'll have a fresh start with this new character.
Yeah.
Stop the god of evil from reviving at all costs!
In
Stranger, are you okay?
about
Do you feel better now?
half an hour, I'm gonna be right back because the corner store that's near my
You're
house
You've been asleep in my
is
room
pretty
for
much the
2
only
days.
place that I know that
Gather
gets
your
vanilla
strength
Coke in,
first. I'll wait for
and
you in front of the house.
a lot of people know that, so I want to get there as soon as they get their shipment in, and pick up a couple cases.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Also, I guess the nice thing about this is I get the free dailies on this character. Now, Azad, Misk, money, apply. Okay. You. What are you doing? Come on.
Are you awake?
There we go.
I found you unconscious in the
Oh my
forest,
goodness,
so I
why is
brought
this
you
so
here.
freaking laggy?
Animals in the forest have been mutating.
Alright.
Dudrin is in danger.
Oh my goodness. Why was the European server better latency than this? This is horrible.
The police are hiring knights on a contractual
Their
basis
American
to exterminate
servers
the
are
mutant
just
animals.
dumb.
Well, I'm telling you, your assets are safe with me.
Oh, no, I didn't want to put that in there. Wanted to equip it. Thank you.
I've just brought in loads of new products. I've just brought in loads of new products.
Alchemy is a science.
Come in and take a look.
I've just brought in loads of new products.
Alright, are you,
I'm right at the mailbox.
the mailbox?
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Add friend. invite.
Awesome.
Alright, now we are in a party together. Now that girl there is the class that is normally my main. It's a buffer, but it's super powerful. It can tank stuff too.
Yeah, I'm making one of those next.
Yeah, they are like crazy good. But they're
Yeah,
only female.
I know.
And I use that weapon that she's using too. You also use the chakram, which normally you'll find more of, and they are single and do more damage. But that's because the blades that she's using, you use 2 of them, one for each hand. So it's also a bit more difficult with equipping items. You can't just right-click. You have to actually drag the weapon to the one you want to replace, because it won't just assume that this one is better than the one in your left hand or the one that's in your right hand or whatever. It'll just equip it to your main hand.
Yeah.
But other than that, very, very powerful class. It has buffs, it has heals, it has a teleport to get away.
Yeah. Oh, level up by crossing a bridge. That's
Yeah. So this
Okay.
is your soul. Once again, if we go money, we'll get more money to get the guild. And then we just click on this. Most stuff to interact is either space or left click. I always make the bad habit of right clicking on everything just because there's a lot of games that you right click to interact.
yeah.
Now I'm a knight for hire and who knows where. Why are these animals mutating?
So now the question I have is how their party system works. If we go up this way and I kill one of these dark spiders, is it gonna do it for your quest? Or do we both have to kill enough together? So let's
No.
just see here.
Kill a spider, and
This is a dark spider I'm gonna kill here. Did you just get one?
I did.
Nice. So
We can progress together.
we can progress just by it doesn't matter if one person attacks or the other. We can be a team. So if you notice, the ones you need to attack are red dots on the minimap, and they have kind of a triangle. The color of this triangle above their head is relation to the type of quest. There's 3 types of quests that I've come across. The orange, which is a main quest, blue, which is a side quest, and purple, which is a guild quest. Guild quests are not necessarily, like, you don't need to be in a guild, and you will get a guild currency that can be used as a shop, which then you need a guild to spend the guild currency, but you can get it without being in a guild, which is super nice.
Ah, you must be a new contract knight. Go out and stop the mutated spiders from hatching.
So this place, Dudrin, is a dominion of the Laurentia Kingdom. What the hell does the Laurentia Kingdom army actually do?
Oh, also confirming the equipment of gear can also be done with space. So while you are reading that, because I know you like reading the story, I'm just going to kill spiders, and hopefully you get to leech that EXP, so you can be reading and leveling at the same time. I already like my second ability. It's just a chain that I whip on the ground. Donk, ba-donk. Oh, story's all red. Alright, this way then. And if I can lure all these spiders, we can get... Alright. Oh, that's it. Alright. Oh, yeah! This is okay. See how this one kind of has an aura? This is like a mini boss, and they will drop a good amount of currency and gear. Remember, pressing F will kind of gather everything near you. The one thing that sucks about this is that loot is shared. So is there any party settings? Because you can't just, apparently you can't just loot everything, but I mean, if you can't wear it, and I can, by the way, my character is called Dark Lord. So if you pick up stuff for a Dark Lord, does it say it somewhere? No.
Not particularly, I'm not sure. Hold on. You take that, because it's for you.
Yeah, and you are a war wizard.
Yes. Assassin.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's your class is war wizard. So if I get anything for war wizard, I'll just trade to you. So feel free to loot ninja, because I won't really need much potions, I don't think, because I am super tanky. I'm going the most tankiness I can be. So right now you pretty much just have your two skills, your left and your right.
Yeah.
Your right skill is ranged and amazing. It uses almost no mana and has no cooldown, and it's very fast. So you can just kind of spam right click. Your left click right now is close range melee, but your first secondary left click skill that you will get, incomplete imprint scroll. These incomplete imprint scrolls we will save up until we get better gear. When you get your first whoever gets their first piece of green gear basically will get to use this imprint scroll, because you don't want to use them on just random gear. As what they do is they add random stats to your gear, and unless it's like green or blue, you're gonna be out of that gear super fast, and it's not. And I would say we don't use this until we're at least level 20.
Right.
Because like you go through gear like very quickly. Like we will be at least level 30 by the end of our play session. Like at least. There we go, I have a helmet now. No one can see my ugly face. But I want to reveal my face, so I am going to nope, disable my helmet slot. So in your inventory, there's actually 3 check boxes. One beside your helmet to show or hide your helmet. One is one above your wings to show or hide your wing, and the other is for if you buy a costume, you can show or hide the costume. I'm assuming some costumes have stats, and that's why you would hide it. If it has stats but looks ugly.
I like this race because it has demon horns. I don't like how it forces me to have blue skin though.
Yeah, I would have liked to have like even a white would be nice.
You can't the eye color and these like the glowy colors comes from the color skin you pick, and I would have liked to have that separate.
Did you get the Spider Queen kill?
Yeah.
Alright, awesome. Nothing dropped from it.
Okay.
Dudrin is a dominion of the Laurentia Kingdom. That's why the Laurentia Royal Army is stationed here.
That's not me, by the way.
I know.
I love that we have little circles around us.
It is
I've
nice.
already turned in the quest.
Okay. Back down there.
Yeah. Ooh, I love this new skill. So I got a skill called Spin Attack. As it would sound, it allows me to spin around and deal damage to all enemies at 340% of my attack. But also, it decreases the enemy's defense by 20% for 3 seconds and increases their aggro by 100. So basically, they will attack me, they will be less defended, and then you can just pick them off with your magic.
Mm-hmm.
This combination of characters is actually one of the best because your character deals out a lot of DPS, and my class, but you're squishy. You're going to be very squishy. In fact, my character class has used of that type has used all of his resurrection stones because he just kept on dying. And bosses, if they let off one of their skills, they can kill you in one hit. So you're constantly having to be on the move, and firing at the boss. So this way, it enables me to basically aggro it and have it focus on me, and you to actually go in and deal some damage.
Yeah. Well, that'll work.
Yeah. So here we got some spiders here now. Come on. And let's go down here. There's a good group down here. Ah, yes, that's a very good skill. That one, I believe, has some type of passive which increases the damage of your normal attack. Because I've always noticed whenever I let that off, it I can melee them like with more dealing more damage. They like die very quickly.
Oh no, it doesn't say anything about that. It just says it causes damage over time.
Yeah, which is why I said there's some type of, there has to be some hidden effect, because it's obviously not just pure the damage, the dot damage that is causing them to die, because it's not like a super amount, but when you start hitting with your normal attacks, it does lots of damage. So I don't know if it's like made to do that, but it's something that I kind of noticed.
How would you like to work for the Laurentia Royal Army on a contractual basis? It sure pays better than the local police.
It might be some like hidden effect or something, or maybe it's the stones that I had on it. I don't know. I don't think I had any type of special stones on it though. Oh, also, put your mouse over one of your skills and you'll notice 3 lock boxes. Or 3 little locks. And a percentage. The more you use the skill, the more that your skill mastery will fill up. Now what happens is once one of those fills up, you can equip a, it's kind of like a rune to it, which can do various things depending on the rune you equip and what you've gathered. The main ones I go for is penetration rate, which penetrates their armor. True damage, which increases like the base damage, like what, no matter what RNG is how much damage it will do base. And then attack, which is the attack on whole of the skill, the damage it does. Now there's also stuff like reducing cooldown, reducing the mana usage, crit rate, crit damage, Believe there's a few other ones as well. But anyways, as you can tell, there's 3, so once you've unlocked the first one, it moves on to the percentage bar of the next, and then the next after that, obviously. There's a maximum of 3, and you cannot use the same rune, I'll call them. I really shouldn't call them rune because there actually is runes in this game. Or I think there is. But anyways, you can't equip the same one, so you basically you cannot do attack and attack. You would have to do true damage and attack if you want a higher base attack.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to get the skill, which is just like this fire beam type thing. It just shoots this kind of, it travels along the ground, and it burns enemies who stay in it. It's so sad. I'm so poor again. So there's a couple things we can do when we get to our dungeons. Well, the Rift dungeons, that is. One is we can just do it once and move on, because we level up super fast as it is. The other is we can farm them until we got a few pieces of gear for our characters.
The demons have resurfaced for the first time in 200 years.
Yeah, if
Why?
if farming for gear is gonna help us in the long run, probably best to do that.
I mean, I haven't noticed a lot of difficulty of stuff, but so if you're not geared for certain dungeons, they are more difficult. So I would suggest at least farm the dungeon like 2 or 3 times. The Rift ones, the normal dungeons, not so much, except for the final dungeon, or the 2 main boss dungeons, and they are where you actually get a special crafting ingredient. There's the larva for the first one, and the second one is kind of the one before you leave this area and get your wings, and it's a what's it called? The guys with wings and are stone, gargoyle. He's a big gargoyle. So once, do we just have the mystery cave? Oh, yeah, okay. So, this way. This way. Once we get into this, which is going to be our first dungeon, let me group up the enemies. Instead of just attacking everything, I'll kind of run by everything.
Yeah.
Now this is, this might not be, because it says single player, so we may have to just do it by ourselves.
Yeah. That's fine. Quest then.
Are you in the dungeon?
Yeah.
Yep, then definitely single player. Oh, sadness.
I'm sensing. this energy. I should report this to Leo.
Luckily, this is a very short dungeon.
Yeah.
I am already out of the dungeon. That is how short it is. I'm just waiting for you at the exit. Or the entrance, I should say.
Alright, and I'm out.
Alright. Page.
The blue light you saw is a rift connecting Pandemonium to this realm.
And now we get our first, after this, we will get our first side quest.
That has nothing to do with me.
I don't know how far away from you I can be before you no longer get the experience. Did you get the side quest?
Seen any difference in the distance yet.
Yeah, you got the side quest as well?
Yeah.
Alright, so up we go.
Let me go. Is it a weapon?
I've also set in my menu that allows me to see HP, the names, guilds, HP of monsters, names of monsters, etc., etc. By the way, O is quickly to get into your options, and it's all in game screen. And if you just set everything to always show, you will have the most amount of information readily available to you.
Shama's intestines. Can they really be used as medicine?
And hopefully that completed the quest for both of us. Oh, also, you'll notice a blue up arrow when something in your inventory is better than what you're currently wearing, but I assume you already figured that out.
Yeah.
So, does your side quest finish?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Obtain intestines. Done. funny because it says obtain intestines and then it says stomach and spleen.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's not intestines.
I
that's entrails.
I don't think the game understands what intestines are. I never noticed that there's just this random rift here that doesn't have a quest. Do you want to go in this rift?
Why not? Let's just do it. See what happens.
Alright, let's just enter
All
it.
level. Yeah, do it.
I've actually never been in this rift because it didn't have a quest next to it. So the way rifts go is there's 2 levels. The first level is genuine monsters. Some stuff is destructible, some stuff isn't, and it looks exactly the same, so it's hard to tell. So there's 2 levels. The first level is strictly minions, and possibly some of these guys, the kind of mini-bosses, and there's possibly one final mini-boss at the end. Oh, there's a grimoire for you. Can you see it? Okay, so maybe it is...
I don't know, I got a page token and a chest, a hero token. Page gauntlet, page tunic, I picked up some stuff. Let's see, Dark Lord and Whisperer, I got something for you, so...
I got 2 things for you.
Okay,
I sent a trade.
You take that. The other thing I got was for a Whisperer, so I guess I'm
Yeah, you just keep it.
Trade complete.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, so...
shoes are worse because they do not have bonus stat. This grimoire is +1 extra attack power. So, yeah, why not?
Want to see what my new skill does. Stop attacking me, skeletons. Alright, attacks the selected area at 250 attack. If cast on an ally, this skill throws a blessing, a powder of blessing, which restores 20% max HP and temporarily increases movement speed for you and the party member. For enemies, it silences them for 2 seconds and slows their movement. So if I do this, now you should be able to move fast. Alright, let's see. Group up, guys. Come on. Come on, get into my group. Alright. And here we go. Alright, the more I can group these up, the better, because then I'll have them all just kind of... Come on, guys, this way.
They're going after me instead.
Okay. You dum-dums. Alright. So see these things on the ground? Walk over them, each one does something different. You can tell by the colors. For example, those 2 were increases attack and increases your recovery. It also, when you pick up an increased recovery, it heals you a little bit instantly. And if you notice, you now have little, like 10-second buffs. Alright, so these archers, I think, are going to be the main problem, but let me just gather these warriors. Okay, first, let me run ahead, and I'll gather the enemies up, and I'll tell you then to come. Okay, you can keep coming because there's. All right.
How do you know there's rangers? Archers.
Because they're called archers, and I can see their name.
Yeah, but like, how are you seeing them from back here?
All right. What do you mean?
I mean, how the hell did you know there was anything anywhere when we were back up there?
Oh, I didn't know that there was some down here. I just knew that there was archers previously.
Okay. Also, there's that other path up there.
Yep.
Which we kind of completely missed.
Which we can go through right now. There's archers here, and they're gonna kind of, yep, they're all wanting to get you. Alright. Let me walk through this path first, because otherwise they're gonna aggro on you. And I can gather them all up.
I'm not too, like, weak, like, it said this class was, like, sort of tanky.
Yeah, but the problem is, you can get more EXP for killing more at once, and if they're all attacking you, they're kind of separated.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get this combo bonus. Alright, so that's all there is here. And I mean, I'm a super tank, and your character isn't super tanky because he will die when you least expect it. So going up this way next.
Green weapon staff.
So there's like a kind of mini boss here.
There's a thing down here we missed as well, by the way.
Yeah, we'll get there. This is a side room.
Okay.
And I've gathered up all the enemies. Here, he brought a friend. And ooh, a shield. And another shield.
Alright. I got something good for you.
I got some pants for you. Ooh, nice.
Trade complete.
Thank you, sir. Alright, so this is it before the boss. Alright, so entering this enters the second level of the rift, and where there is a boss. Rifts are great for getting good gear, as you've noticed. And the boss will drop a this kind of box. That wasn't the boss, by the way.
No.
That was just like a mini boss. Or rather, a strong mob.
Did you remember to put the stream back on?
Pardon?
Did you put the stream back on after?
Yes, the stream is on right now. me. Ooh, nice, another one.
I'm kind of like this playing as assassin. Like I'm supposed to be an up close character.
Not really. If you wanted a more up close, you should have done the one or the other. You might want to get back.
Yeah.
This guy actually ran into where we shouldn't be battling him. And then I kind of lure him past where you are. Alright. Looks like... Alright. This way, and... Come this way. Come on this way. Come on, boss. This way. Yep, follow me this way. Into the actual arena you were meant to be in. Alright. Is he following now? Is he in here? Alright, good.
Somewhat. So like, this class, well, using this weapon tells me I do extra damage to enemies within 8 meters. And using the staff is outside of it. S rank. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to pick a...
You can pick a card or click the glove to randomly choose one.
Yeah, randomly chose. Aww. It wasn't even that good. Let's see. Or...
I have a staff for you. Of course, the stuff that I got a blue hammer, but I don't use hammers. I use a mace and a shield. But and I got a staff for you, but you use the sword, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, here's stuff for you. I
Trade
no,
complete.
weird. What's it called?
I've gotten two green rarity stars.
Yeah, I know, right? It's always good at giving you the weapon you don't want to use. Like, I got a blue weapon, which is amazing. Like, it is like a really good for right now, because it's like boss tier. But it's my two-handed bludgeon, which I don't use.
Do you end up getting forced to use a particular weapon type? Like, if you pick
No, because you can craft, so and you can switch between them at will, but keep in mind that if you don't master your skills for them, you're basically gonna have weaker skills for that weapon.
Yeah.
You want to do the rift again?
Yeah, why not?
All right, in we go. Also, the rifts can have increased levels, so you can basically do a higher difficulty one. I almost died a few times there, so we're just gonna do the same one. But as you can tell, rifts are different each time.
That's nice. I like that. Like in Diablo.
Yeah, it has some very obviously stolen ideas from Diablo. But it's like, who really cares if it's a good game, honestly? But yeah, like, straight up it has treasure goblins. They don't look like Diablo's treasure goblins, but they are named treasure goblins. I always explore just a little bit further, yeah. So this was the dead end.
Was there nothing there, or?
Yeah, there was absolutely nothing there. Yeah, but if you, the reason why I wanted to group them up is if you noticed in the bottom right it says combo and bonus experience